I am back. Today is November 8th, 2023. Another update. I'm still reducing the oxalates and getting all sorts of testing done to to see what's going on. I don't want to be blindly guessing as to what might be going on. In the last month or so, I've seen so many different doctors: a nephrologist, a gastroenterologist, um, a rheumatologist, an orthopedic doctor. Um, let's see. And then tomorrow I see a urologist. And yesterday I got an endoscopy done, an upper GI tract endoscopy. So that's basically the same as a colonoscopy, except it's they insert the tube through the mouth and not through the other end. Um, so it turned out to be so much more of an involved surgery, or not surgery, procedure. Um, the procedure itself only took like 15 minutes, but I was in the hospital for like 4.5 hours. Um, and I think it was like unnecessarily long. First of all, when they inserted the IV needle in my arm, I don't know what happened, but like blood was squirting everywhere, and it actually hurt. I didn't tell the nurse that, but actually hurt quite a bit. And she said that my veins were too good, although I don't know if she's just saying that just to keep me from being too angry about this kind of mistake. I don't know. They said maybe they hit a valve or something. I'm not sure what, but they had to switch arms. But there's like blood all over the blanket, and it was, that part was not fun at all. But did get done, and I already have the results. So that was nice that they gave me images even and the results right after it happened. So it does say under the recommendation, the impression, suspected duodenal mucosal lymphangiectasia biopsied. So the lymphangiectasia, it's like, I think, enlarged lymph vessels along the intestinal membrane. And I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I really believe I have leaky gut. I have like all the signs of it, having to go to the bathroom a lot, never really feeling complete, gas, bloating, diarrhea, like so many things. And, when part of the reason why I rarely run outside is because I feel like I need to be close to the bathroom at all times. Whereas if I'm home or at the gym, I have easy access to a bathroom and I can stop at any time. So it really feels like I have leaky gut, and I wouldn't be shocked because apparently pain reducing medications are really bad for your gut, and I've been popping a lot of those because of my ankle and all these issues. So I was popping like diclofenac or meloxicam. I mean, these were prescribed to me by doctors, but also Celebrex. And then, I mean, not all, I wasn't taking those simultaneously, but I had been taking, all of them separately, all in the past year. And I think Advil does, and my doctor last week said Tylenol doesn't, but I think I might have seen something where even Tylenol can mess up your gut. And then Tramadol, which I would take occasionally when things felt really bad, or sometimes before when I wanted, before my harder runs, I would take that just to make the runs easier. I know that sounds bad, but yeah, I'm sure I did no favors to my gut popping these pain reducing anti-inflammatory pills. I mean, the more I learn, the more I realize that everything has a cost. Doctors are really good, and pharmaceutical companies are really good at pretending like whatever thing they recommend has only upside, and that's never the case. There's always a cost to everything, and I'm really learning that the hard way. So I haven't taken literally any pain reducing medication or anti-inflammatory in weeks. My priority right now is fixing my gut. I think I have fat malabsorption. So, and just general nutritional malabsorption. Like I'm not absorbing all the nutrients that I'm eating. It's just kind of passing through, which is not what I want. I want to be strong. So yeah, that's the priority. And I've been culturing all sorts of bacteria in my homemade yogurt and kefirs, and even kefir water or kefir water, just drinking that or eating it every single day in efforts to build my um, gut microbiome. There's a man named William Davis, and I've seen many of his podcast interviews, and he's a former cardiologist, but now he's specializing in sort of the microbiome. He's quite passionate about it, and I'm reading his book, which I think is very good. And I checked out this other book called The Good Gut, by the Sonnenbergs from Stanford. I haven't started yet, but I'm excited to. And I'm just realizing how powerful the microbiome is. I mean, it's like, we're as much bacteria as we are human cells. And it's, scientists wonder, if we're just a vessel for bacteria. And, maybe whatever foods we crave, it's just to feed the bacteria, because they have a huge say in everything, really, everything that goes on in the body. And so, like the bacteria has to stay alive. They need to be fed. So it's really a wonder, do the foods we crave, do we crave them because the bacteria wants them? I mean, I think that's a legitimate question. So I've been trying to feed the good bacteria and also diversifying them, because diversification is key. So I've actually been going, I can't exercise. I haven't exercised in like 8 days, but I've been sitting in the grass and kind of rubbing my hands in the dirt, trying to get some exposure to more microbiomes, and cuddling, all the fur babies and my boyfriend, and trying to really strengthen my microbiome. It's actually good. I mean, it's good anyway, regardless of how it affects the microbiome. It's a good thing to do. So yeah, that's the priority, and I'm still taking the mineral baths, but not as much, because I've also learned that the oils on our skin, that's like part of our microbiome, and I'm trying not to like leach all the oils from my skin by like over bathing or something, because that's actually a vital part. So there's this thing called the hygiene hypothesis. There's a man named Dr. Osborne on YouTube, and I like him too. He has an amazing channel, and he's so good at educating and explaining things. But the hygiene hypothesis is that we as like, a civilization, well, especially in the Western world, have been like hyper focused on hygiene maybe to our detriment, because that really reduces the microbiome. And I believe it. People who live on farms actually have like fewer allergies, and they're just, they have a much more diverse microbiome because they're exposed to all these different animals and to nature. So I think I need to take a page out of that book, is really trying to expose myself to as many different like organisms as possible, and also, but not to the point where I might like expose myself to harmful bacteria, but like really focusing on not only exposing myself to different bacteria, but also eating different foods. So even though I'm eating like lower oxalate foods, I still don't want a super restrictive diet. In fact, my goal is to make my microbiome so robust and so strong and diverse that I don't have to worry about allergies. I've learned through the last a recent podcast with Andrew Huberman and Kari someone. I really should look up her name, but I'll put it in the show notes, the link to that interview. But oh man, that was one of my favorite interviews. And allergies can be trained to go away by like exposing yourself to the food that you're allergic to, like literally every single day, but in micro doses, like tiny. Like if you're deathly allergic to peanuts, on the first day you're exposed to like 1/200th of a peanut. I mean, it's so minuscule, and then you just build from there. So I would rather be, like so strong that I don't have to worry about having a super restrictive diet. I want to be like that bird that's strong enough to fly when the branch breaks and not depend on the branch. So that's my goal. I do want to kind of clean everything up and reset everything, but also build everything so I can eat anything I want and not worry about some severe reaction, including oxalates. Um, I've learned that it's very difficult. There's a certain bacteria that eats oxalates. It's called like Oxalobanter formigenes. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but that apparently eats oxalates, and only like half of the American population has that bacteria, and I'm probably not one of them. So I actually ordered that bacteria online, and I've been attempting to culture it, and hopefully it's gonna work. I'm gonna, drink it, and hopefully it colonizes and proliferates and helps me, really get rid of these, or to like regulate the oxalate absorption, so it's not too much for my body. Because I really believe I have oxalate poisoning. I'm having all the symptoms of oxalate dumping, some hair loss even, burning pee. Like a couple days ago, it was really bad. It was like dark pee that was cloudy, and it was painful. And I was like going frequently and very little coming out. So that, and the hives and the rashes, which I shared about before. And yeah, let me think what else. Fatigue. So, I'm very active, but I have, and I haven't worked out in 8 days, and normally that would drive me up the wall, but I don't even have a desire. I'm that tired. I'm constantly fatigued. So I think my body is just really working really hard at clearing the oxalates, so it's devoting its energies to that. And hopefully it's not sacrificing the energies to healing my ankle where I got surgery just 1 week ago. So you can see I'm still wearing the boot, and I've been really good about it. And pretty good at the crutches. There have been times when I just went without it because it was just so hard to like do stuff. But it wasn't like long periods. It would be like pretty short periods. But every day I was using my crutches, but maybe not like 100% of the time. The doctor only wanted me to use the crutches for 1 week, so it's been 1 week. So I'm gonna just go with the boot for the next week, and I have a follow-up in exactly 1 week. So I'm going to show you what the ankle looks like now, in case you're curious, after 1 week from this TenJet surgery. So the bandage fell off and I put a new one on. So now it's like pretty wrinkly and oops. Oh wait. This looks kind of bad. So I did something goofy. Yarrow root is supposed to be like nature's healer, and the ancient people used yarrow root to like as kind of an antiseptic and for wound healing. So I got some arrowroot, dried arrowroot, like leaves or flowers. I'm sorry, it's called yarrow white flowers. I think that's the name. But anyway, so I kind of like put some on this like bandage thing, and I put it on my ankle. Now it's all like pruny. Oh god. So yeah. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Hopefully I'm not playing with fire, experimenting with like herbs and sticking it on my skin. It's still a little bit swollen. A little bit, right? I actually like wearing the boot. It's like almost like my blankie. It feels kind of good. So I'm happy to keep it on. So that's the update. I'm probably going to hear in, I think, a week about the biopsies of my GI tract. But regardless, I'm just going to assume that I have leaky gut. I don't even think that this test necessarily measures leaky gut, but whatever. We'll see what they come back with in a week. Um, and tomorrow morning I see a urologist. I know, it's crazy. But you know what? It's weird. Every doctor, like, they don't seem to like take my issues seriously or my complaints seriously. I'm beginning to think that they're just like thinking I'm some kind of hypochondriac and just humoring me with my complaints. It's kind of discouraging. Like, if I talk about oxalates, they're like, okay, well, that could be a factor, but I think there's more to the picture, you know? And it just seems like they're just humoring me. A lot of them. And not my, the last woman I saw, the last woman, the female doctor I saw, she was a rheumatologist. She was taking me a little more seriously, but you could tell. But at the end, she was just like, I think you're overtrained and need to gain weight. And I know that's not the case in terms of, I mean, my weight has been very stable for like the last, I don't know, 10 years, or even more than that. But like, I've been back to running for 13 years. No, 12 years. And in the last 8 years, like I did lose some weight when I started running again, like not even a lot, but after that, it's been extremely stable. So I don't think it's the weight. And also, I have not, like, since COVID, I've really been generally inactive. I haven't done a lot at all. And in the last 8 days, I haven't done any working out, and I don't feel any stronger than I did before. So I don't think it's simple overtraining. I mean, that's craziness to me. And my twin, she's like my size, and she's not like dealing with all this stuff. So that's that. I've rambled long enough. I'll let you go. That's the update, and I'll see you next time.